Take 20.
Okay, hold on. Okay.
Hey guys, Ray here with Corndog Caravan, and Chris and I today tackled a project putting in the CTA Swivels. Purchased them through leisureLines.net out of the UK. Couldn't be happier, great price. Only took about a week to get them in. Learned a little bit today on just the swivels themselves, the orientation, a little bit of wiring, I guess. And you learned, I guess what?
I learned how to do the whole thing.
That's right.
So one thing that Ray and I have discussed in the past is we both need to know how to do everything. And I'm generally the one that likes to sit back and just enjoy the fruits of his labor. And that was not the case today. So Ray put in the passenger side swivel seat while I watched, asked him a lot of questions, learned a ton, and then I did the driver's side.
And we learned together. I mean, we've never done this before.
We hadn't. And generally we don't do projects well together, but we did well. We did not have one argument today.
And we're still married after 26
years. We're still married,
years.
thank God, because we're about to be in a van together for the rest of our lives. So
make it to 27 years, right?
Right. So anyway, watch the rest of the series, watch the rest of the video. You'll see him do one, you'll see me do one. The main goal was just to show that you could do this on your own, and it doesn't matter if you're male or female, you can do this. We followed the directions, figured some things out, but it is always better with two.
Yeah, the seats are a little heavy.
They are heavy, and they're very tight, so moving them around, it's not going to be a quick release and like you're around.
This one was a little bit more, I think, difficult to get out than I think the passenger.
Yeah, because of the steering wheel and stuff.
Yeah.
You have a couple of other things on that side that aren't over here. But I learned a little bit about electrical, and I learned all kinds of new things today. So the good thing about doing van builds is being open to learning new things. This is totally not in my wheelhouse at all, but I actually enjoyed today. I feel like we took a step forward. You've done 2 projects this week.
Got the hitch.
2 van projects done.
Yeah,
so
got the hitch, the wiring harness.
Only 1 million more to go.
900,000, right?
Right.
So guys, please subscribe and like the channel. There's no charge to subscribe. There's no catch with it.
Yep.
Comment down below if you have any questions. Happy to answer anything that we can about the install of today's CTA Swivels. And watch the next clip for the installation.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Bye.
Today we're going to be installing the RAM ProMaster seat swivels. We purchased CTA Swivels from leisureLines.net. From time of order to receipt was only about a week, so really happy. The communication was really good, and the price couldn't be beat. The part number on the instructions is 00230, and below that 00164. I think the 00230 is really just the swivels themselves, and I think the other is maybe just for the nuts and bolts that come with the kit. A couple of tools that you'll need for the install: some zip ties, a Torx 40, whether you use a fold out tool or if you use a socket, you can use either one. I did have to use the little swivel here for one of the bolts at the front, and you also potentially need a Phillips head screwdriver, maybe not as long, but it's one I had handy, and a pair of snips just to clip off the existing swivel zip ties. And we'll get started. Now, in order to remove the negative battery terminal, we have to get to the battery. If you've never taken the battery out on the ProMaster, we've got, I think it's 6 little clips. This one, you just basically, that's the lock position. You'll see it doesn't match up with the underneath. You'll just turn it so it aligns up. These little plugs here, you'll turn them to the left. I've already done that one. And then you'll just progress through. You can either use the washer with your swivel seat kit or get a quarter. Either one will work. Once you have your 6 clips out, we're going to lift this panel. Slide this out. Now, on that cover, there's 2 little tabs that we're going to put back into these 2 little slots here. So when we put it all back together, we just have to make sure those are engaged properly. And to remove the negative battery terminal, at least on the 2017 and after. I'm not sure about the 14s through 16, but the negative battery terminal, you have this little clip here. You just simply flip this forward. It just pivots. It's loosened now, and hopefully we won't get shocked. Nah, it's 12 volts. We're not going to get shocked. There's the negative battery terminal, and just leave that out of the way. Now, if you want to be extra secure, you could put something plastic or something just to keep that down. But we're just keeping the negative battery terminal. Mainly doing that just for the airbags, just to secure that there's not any false airbag deployment, which would not be fun. Now that we've disconnected the negative battery terminal, let's remove the seat. What we'll want to do first, there's going to be 4 bolts in the back corner, 2 on each side. And to get to that, you'll just slide the seat forward. And what you have here are 2 Torx bits, Torx T40 on each side of the rail. We'll get those loosened and taken out, and then we'll go up to the front and take the front 2 out. All right, now that we've gotten the 4 back bolts removed, now we're just going to slide the seat back. And we're going to have 2 Torx bolts at the front that we'll remove. All right, now everyone's tool set's a little different. I've got this Torx bit, but I also have this Cobalt little flip out, locks in place, etc. For these bolts, are really tight because there's a plastic trim piece. Now on this side, my socket's a little bit longer than this, so I'm actually able to get this tool in here. Push that little plastic in a little bit. And then that Torx in. Now I've already loosened this, but basically this will fit. Now, if in your van, if the tool set you have, you can't get to that straight without, you really want that tool to be vertical down, what you may want to do, there's going to be a little Phillips head screw in this plastic trim piece here. Use your Phillips head. On the passenger side, on the out by the door, I was actually able to just to get that one loose, and then that way I can pull it back a little bit. So just probably take that one out. If you really want to go further, I think there's another one right here. There's 3 total. You can take it completely off, but this side, I don't think there's anything that will keep the cover on, but on the outside door part, you actually have a knob to adjust the seat back. You won't be able to completely remove the panel, and it's really not necessary.
So what are you doing? You're just removing those Phillips head screws to take this plastic piece off, just so
to pull
you can
it
get
back.
to that better?
Right.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Were you just using that Torx just to get it loosened, and now you're using your socket set to actually get it out of there?
Yeah, it's not really tight at all. And then these will just lift out, and then I'll come out and get the other side. Now that we've gotten the negative battery terminal disconnected, now what we're going to do is remove the remaining electrical connectors. Now we have a yellow and an orange. They're color coded, so you can't get it wrong. They're even labeled 1 and 2. That's keeping them kind of funny. Once we get the wires disconnected, there's a little zip tie that holds everything to the seat base here. This group of 3 or 4 wires here, these will actually go through the center of the swivel base. We'll get that in a minute, but to undo the clips here, on the bottom side there's a little, I think it's a purple tab. You slide that forward, that'll unlock the clip. Doesn't actually release it just by clipping it. You'll slide that forward and then slide that out. So that's one. And then the second one may be a little bit tougher. Let's try this. And that second clip is undone. And then what we're going to do now is snip the little zip tie. Make sure you do not clip your wire. There's 1 wire. There's 2 zip ties. So here's the little zip ties. We'll throw those out and replace it with new ones. So here's the wire harness. There's the orange. There is the yellow. And we've got 4 wires, so let's see what else is connected. One more little connector here. And this one has a little slightly different tab. It's on the back side. And I'll come around and get that from the back side and make it easier. But you'll just disconnect that, and then at that point the seat will be ready to be removed. Okay, now that I've gotten the connectors, and this is that one that was a little different. Quite simply, just put your thumb on this little tab here. There's not a lot of movement, but enough to push down and then pull. And then that way all of the clips that clip into the base are still intact and you're not having the risk of breaking a little clip. Now we're ready to remove the seat. What I did is I went ahead and pulled this out through the base, that way I don't get caught up. And I want to just kind of wrap this around the seat. A little bar there. Don't want to have any damage to that. Just find a place to sit your seat. You know what? It's so hot today, I'm going to take a break.
While Ray is getting the swivel parts together, I just wanted to go in a little bit closer since the seat is out and show you that things are marked 1, 2, and 3. All 3 of those connectors need to be unconnected so you can remove this seat properly.
So here's the swivel. You just simply put that on the base. You're going to line up the 6 holes. You'll be able to see it through here. And what you want to do next, swivel this slightly, about 30 degrees. You push that down and then that disengages the assembly. Turn that so you can get to the bolt holes here and here. Here and here. Line up the holes. And just start it with your fingers. Don't try to put a tool on it. If it doesn't go smooth, then it's not threaded properly. Nice and easy.
Oh, so these are the same Torx bolts that you took out.
Right.
Okay. So these don't come with your kit. You better not lose these when you take out your seat.
These are the one, yeah, these are the exact same ones that we took out. Now for the seat, once we put the seat onto the swivel base, that actually has
you have your own kit.
A little kit here. And instead of Torx, I think these are Allen. Yep, those are Allen wrenches. You think?
Keep it simple.
Nope.
Are you just making everything square?
Yeah, just
making
looking.
sure everything's square. I can't talk.
And I'll tighten these down. They don't list a torque setting. I'm going to guess it's around probably 20 to 25 foot-pounds, maybe up to 30. I'll try to research that and put it in the link below. Next, we'll put the seat back on. So we've got the last connector that we started out with. We're going to put that one back in first, so get that lined up. And there's only, with all these plugs, there's only one way to put them in. They're kind of keyed just for the right way to go in. So if it doesn't fit, just keep turning the plug until it clicks in. So that one's in. And the next one I'm going to start with the yellow one.
Does it matter what order?
No, but something we didn't show earlier. there's the little receiver, the little clip. The little thumb tab is still underneath here. And that's clicked in. But yellow to yellow, orange to orange. Alright. Confirmed that all the wires are through the hole here. Now we want to have enough space so when we swivel, these aren't binding up. So we'll want to consider that when we're putting our zip ties back, how tight we want to zip tie all these back, to the seat rail. And then we'll get that zip tie down, and then we'll start on the driver's seat. Definitely tight.
It's tight.
They don't lock in on the back side, it just locks into place on the front side.
Yeah, and you can't drive in that position. Like if you were driving, I couldn't sit in that position. That's probably why they don't lock them in.
It would be great if you were in a front end collision.
Maybe.
Not so much if you're in a rear end collision.
Hey guys, it is now my turn to put the swivel seat on. I'm going to be working on the driver's side, and just to reiterate, Ray has already disconnected the battery, so we are in safe mode. And the first thing I'm going to do is I want to remove the seat from the current base, so I am going to be removing the Torx bolts from the original base. So I'm going to get those loosened up. I have Torx bolts on each side, and so I'm going to remove those and be right back with you. All right, I've finished getting the Torx bolts from the front. I've scooted the lefty loosey righty tighty. It's not moving. Is it that way? Yep. There we go. Anyway, I've scooted the chair forward so I could get to these other 4 bolts. Ray gave me this little handy dandy thing so I can do it a little bit quicker. Alright guys, so I'm about to disconnect these 2 wires, and if you remember on the passenger side there was a third connection we had to disconnect. It's not over here because that third one was like a sensor. We don't have that over here because somebody's always going to be in the driver's seat if the airbag goes off. Right? Something like that, Ray?
That's right.
Okay. So I'm pushing this forward. Oh, there we go. All right, I got it. I mean, it really's got to go forward. Disconnected that one.
Are those yellow or orange? I can't see.
This one's the orange one. I don't see that it's numbered like on the other side.
Maybe they forgot the number.
Yeah, maybe. I'm glad I don't have nails. I actually can't reach this one, but I'm going to keep trying. Hold on. I got it. There we go. There we go. All right. I'm going to move these out of the way. And I'm ready to remove the seat. All right, now it's time to take the seat out. I haven't tried this yet, so this could go good or it could go bad. I don't know how heavy it is. It's heavy. Oh my goodness. I got it. Nothing to see here. Got it. No kidding. All right guys, here's the swivel. It's going right on the base. What I'm going to do is loosen and actually move this a little. on, I'll fix it. There we go. All right, I do that so I can make sure my holes on my new swivel match up with the holes on my current base. And they all look really good. So I'm going to take my original Torx bolts, good Lord, and start getting them in there. Oh, I need to put a washer on there. There we go. The company provides washers, so you'll have plenty of washers when you get done with your project. You'll have enough.
And those lined up, the holes lined up really good.
Yeah, they lined up perfectly. Thank goodness. Because Ray and I have a motto: nothing's ever easy. If something's gonna go wrong, it's gonna go wrong on one of our projects, and we're gonna make it a whole lot. It's gonna be a whole lot more difficult.
That one actually real easy. That was my first.
That's awesome. Yeah, and you did that by yourself. And just saying this, Ray is allowing me. It's hard for him because he's wanting to jump in and help, but we really are trying to show that this can be done by one person. But I will say, it sure would be a whole lot nicer. It's a easier job to have it with two people.
Good and tight?
Yeah, good and tight. As I was saying, this is a one-person job. I think you could truly do it with one person, but it sure would go a lot easier if you have two. So if you're a solo van dweller, find a friend, because I think it would be easier.
What you think that weighs, the seat? 50 pounds?
Maybe? I don't know. I'm not good at that. All right, so I'm gonna get the seat back on here. Lift with your legs, not with your back. I think I lifted with my back. All right.
We didn't get that on camera.
Huh?
We didn't get that on camera.
Okay, good. Do as I say, not as I do.
Yep.
We're amateur hour. Ooh, that clicked right in. That clicked right in. Sweet. All right. I wasn't expecting it to do that. All right. I have new bolts, and these are, I'm going to use an Allen wrench. Didn't you say it's a number 6 Allen? And I've got my washer. So I'm going to pop that in here as such. Actually, I think I'm going to put the washer in there first. That. I'm going to finger tighten my bolt. That way or that way? It goes that way, right?
Right.
Okay, that'll be good for right now.
Are you lining up good?
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna do these bolts, and I'm gonna get the ones in the back done. And then I guess we can come back. This is kind of boring watching this. Watching somebody put their bolts on. I need to move this forward, don't I?
We didn't have to drill or anything, did we?
No, That little thing right there is in my way. So I got my 13 mil socket, and I've got my number 6 Allen. be ratchet. That was funny. All right, guys, now that the seat is in, I am going to reconnect my wiring, my orange to orange, my yellow to yellow, and I'm going to be quite honest with you, I can't see very well. So we're going to see how this goes. Oh, there we go.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a sweet sound. Let's try to do the yellow. I wonder if I should have done the yellow first. Okay, I think I'm in there.
Almost.
There we go. Okay, something's in the way, I think. Here we go.
There we go.
All right. Good deal. And then I'm going to let Ray zip tie these.
And then I think we're done, right?
We're done.
Sweet.
We just have to test it out.
All right, so we got the swivels in both on the driver and the passenger, and I think the driver seat's all the way pretty much as far as it can go.
Back.
At least the slide, almost hitting the steering wheel. And a lot of questions that I've seen on the forums is how much leg room, especially if you're going to put cabinets right behind the driver's seat. And knee-wise, it looks to be only about maybe 6 inches. I mean, of course, everyone's height's different. We're both about 5'8", 5'9". But the thing you have to consider, not so much the knees getting in and out, but your feet stick out further.
Yeah.
So feet distance-wise, probably need about a foot out from the B-pillar for cabinets. And obviously if you're doing some type of swing table, that length of that arm is going to fully take care of any distance.
I think the other thing too, and we're just kind of thinking things through, is, I mean, that's a foot of storage that we're going to be losing.
Yeah.
So we may even have to think about, will we ever swivel it all the way this way? Will it only be a quarter turn swivel?
Yeah.
Because, isn't this going to be our toilet possibly? So, I mean, I think we need to really think. I don't know that we'll ever have this chair completely that way.
Maybe like 45.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We're just going to have to really kind of play with that.
That'll be coming up.
Yeah, for sure.
But
if it were to be fully straight on with the back door, I think you would really, to be comfortable, I think you'd have to give yourself a good foot from here, a good foot.
Yeah, the other thing too, we've seen people will build a shelf because your feet are about
a foot and a half off the ground, aren't they?
Yeah, about a foot, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, we've discussed putting a step here, like extending this out, right? Extending this out and then making the storage underneath. So we'll have to figure that out.
Oh, guys, thanks for watching the video. And as we said earlier, please subscribe and like and comment if you have any questions about the video.
Oh, follow us on Instagram.
And Facebook.
And Facebook. All the medias.